What's up? It's Illy. On today's episode, we are going to be making one of my most favorite side dishes. This is a side dish that feels really fancy and will have your friends thinking you put a lot of effort into it, but it's super easy to make. It's smashed potatoes. Not mashed, smashed with an S. The S is key. We're going to be smashing things today, and it's going to be yummy. This is Illy Food.
Getting toasted.
Really small. These ones are kind of like eyeball sized. Smashed potatoes are just one of my most favorite things to make. They're crispy, they're soft, they're delicious. What more could you ask for? And they're easy. They're done in like 40 minutes. Just as long as it would take you to make a baked potato. But smashed potatoes are like 1,000 times better than a baked potato. Trust me. I've got everything I need. Potatoes, salt, oil, garlic, and some herbs. I have basil and parsley, but you could use any herbs you want. You could use rosemary or dill. Just really depends on what flavors you enjoy. Making smashed potatoes is a two-part process. First, we boil the potatoes, then we smash them, and then we bake them. Okay, that's 3 parts, but I don't really count smashing as a part. So to get my potatoes boiling, I'm using my most favorite pot. You guys know I love very certain kitchen things, and this is one of them. And I love it so much because it has, ta-da, a built-in strainer, colander, whatever you call it, depending on where you're from, I think. I don't know. But this makes it super easy to boil things and then strain them. I think technically it's a pasta pot, but I don't really eat pasta, so I use it for pretty much everything else. And it's my favorite. All right, I'm gonna fill this up with water and salt and my potatoes, and then we're gonna get it boiling. So for today's smashed potatoes, can I do that every time? I think I'm gonna do that every time. Our smashed potatoes, we are gonna be using red fingerling potatoes. You could also use yellow. You could get the bag that's like mixed with purple, yellow, and red. Basically, you just want really tiny potatoes. They're probably about the size of like a 1/4 cup measuring cup, because you wanna be able to smash them. If you're using like, if you have too big of a potato, it's just not gonna work. That's the theory, okay? So look for something really small. Woo! That was almost really bad. Look for small potatoes. This is probably like 2 or 3 inches. Don't ask me how to measure things because I know I'm not good at that. But small, look, I can fit 3 in the palm of my hand, and I am a tiny person. So small potatoes that you can easily smush, and probably fit like 12 on a baking sheet kind of thing. Whatever works, whatever color you want. It's not picky. It just has to be smashable. I almost lost that potato. Wash your potatoes before you boil them, because you're gonna leave the skins on. Don't take the skins off your potatoes. That is a very important part of smashed potatoes. Smashed potatoes. You have to have the skin, okay? If you don't like to eat potato skin, I'm sorry, this is just not for you. While our potatoes are boiling, I'm gonna get started on our gremulata. Kind of sounds like a gremlin, but it's not. It's an herby sauce that we're gonna put on top of our smashed potatoes. It's typically used on meat dishes, but since I don't eat meat, I put it on vegetables. I mean, it's just herbs. Who cares? Put it on whatever you want. Trust me, once you make this, you're just gonna wanna eat it every day. So this is where all of those herbs come in. We're gonna chop them and dice them. You don't dice herbs. We are gonna get started here with some garlic. So we're just gonna pull out a couple cloves, maybe just one massive one. This guy's a honker. And, well, maybe we'll do 2. We'll get crazy. Because we can always use some of this garlic to cover our potatoes in. So, we'll get these buddies going. Okay. Peeled. I like to chop off their butts. Mostly because who wants a butt in their garlic? Okay, that looks good. What we're gonna do now is take and put part of this in our bowl for our sauce. I'm gonna put the other part of it aside. We'll use that on the potatoes directly. Maybe I'll put a little more in our sauce. I love garlic. We know this. Okay. So, got our garlic. Now we've got to work on the herbs. I have parsley and basil. Hello, little buddies. See, everything's a little buddy. I don't know how to tell you how many herbs you need. You just need some herbs. A pile of herbs. Make yourself a pile of herbs and then chop them up. I just eyeball everything I do. I know how much garlic I have, which is this much. So I want enough herbs to balance out that amount of garlic. So I'm going to start with this, and then we'll add it to the garlic. We'll see how it's doing and see if we want some more. When I'm chopping herbs, I just kind of smush them all together to make them very dense, so my knife can run very easily through them. You could also tear your herbs. Some people believe that tearing their herbs makes it better. I just like to chop because it's easier and faster, but do them however you want. I have added my herbs to my garlic, given that a stir. The next thing we're gonna do is add some oil. I'm gonna use safflower and a little bit of olive oil, plus an acid. I think I'm gonna use lemon juice today, but if you don't have lemons on hand, you could use apple cider vinegar or just a splash of like rice wine vinegar, just an acid to help cut the fat of the oil and also tame the bite of the garlic a little bit. I got a lemon, so I'm gonna add some lemon zest just because a typical technical gremolata includes lemon zest. But like I said, if you don't have it, you can just use any kind of acid. This is my favorite little grater. It's so cute. Okay. Scoop out the extra that gets stuck in there. All right, got our lemon zest. That smells good. Cut this lemon really quick. And we're gonna add some lemon juice in. Stir that all up. Now we're gonna add some safflower oil. You don't want this to be like soupy, so add your oil just a little bit at a time because you want this to have some texture to it. Like you're not making a pesto. It's not gonna be thin. So we want a little bit more than that. Also gonna add some olive oil. This is a very basic olive oil. It's not, doesn't have a strong flavor because I want all the flavor to really be on the herbs. Go ahead and add a little bit of basil olive oil. So you can see it's not too thin. There's still some chunks. We didn't drown the herbs in oil. Then I'm also gonna add some red pepper flakes for heat. And then some salt. And this is done and ready to top our potatoes with. Now comes the fun part. Our potatoes are boiled. They are fork tender. Let me show you. Fork in my potato. This is what you want. You want to be able to stick a fork in it. Now we are going to get ready to smash them. And smash and smash and smash until they are all smashed. But the very first thing that we're going to do is take our potatoes, put them in a bowl. We're going to coat them with some oil and some of that leftover garlic that we had from our gremolata and a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we will smash, because all I want to do is smash things. It's a great, you know, kind of like stress reliever if you're into that kind of thing. So let me get this fork out of my potato and dump them into my bowl I have here. Now I'm going to take and put some olive oil on them. Doesn't need too much, just enough so that they get coated and crisp. Swirl them around, or, you know, make a mess potentially, because I'm really good at making messes. I feel like I say that in every video. I'm really good at making messes because it's true. All right. Woo! We lost a buddy. My potatoes are coated in oil. Don't lose them. Now I am going to add in that garlic from earlier. In there, little buddies. Then I am going to add some salt. Woohoo! Salt. I'm also gonna add pepper. My smoked whiskey barrel smoked pepper, which I love to use in pretty much everything. I pretty much never use a plain pepper. I just love this smoked pepper, and it is my go-to daily pepper. So we're gonna put some of that in there too. And then we get to smash. Oh God, I just wanna smash. That sounds really weird. Stir these buddies up. Stir, stir. And now they're ready for smashing. So I have a baking sheet here lined with parchment paper, and this is what I'm gonna put my potatoes on. So you just go ahead and put your potatoes on your baking sheet. Just put them in rows as neat or as messy as you want. I don't care if you are messy like me. If you are very orderly and want your potatoes in nice, neat little rows, just go for it. And then it's time to smash. I think I mentioned earlier that you want potatoes that are around the size of a 1/4 cup measuring cup. That's a lot of cups in a row. So that you can smash them, right? So I have gotten a 1/2 cup measuring cup to smash these with. As you can see, my potatoes are mostly smaller than this. This is the best part of this whole recipe. So you're just gonna take your measuring cup and literally just press down on your potato. You're gonna feel a little pop, and you just want it to flatten out. This is so fun. Smash you, and you get smashed, and you get smashed. See, now some of my potatoes are too close together because I didn't put them in nice orderly lines, but that's okay. It's gonna work. Look at this little baby one. Smash. Smash you too, and smash you, and you, and you. You don't really have to like put a lot of effort into it. So long as your potatoes have been boiled correctly enough, you'll be good. Now, they are all smashed, and gosh, they already smell so good. You have to wash your measuring cup after. It doesn't get spared. So now my potatoes are all smashed. Whoa, almost lost them. They're all smashed, and what I'm gonna do before I stick them in the oven is go back to my little bowl over here that has the extra olive oil and garlic in it, and just put a little bit on top. Now that they're smashed open and there's a little bit of the interior of the potato showing, I just want to get a little olive oil and seasoning on those bits so that everybody's nice and yummy. This is so fun. I love making things more than I love eating things. So that's kind of a problem. But you know what? I'm going to eat some of these potatoes today because I told Puddin' that I was going to eat some of the things that I made today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to eat these potatoes. Now that the potatoes are smashed, they've got drizzled again with olive oil. They're gonna go into a 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna flip them and cook them another like 10-15 minutes. Basically, the goal is to get the skins of the potato crispy, so it might be more or less, but basically another like 20 to 30 minutes total in the oven will get them crispy and delicious. Potato can. They're sizzling away in here. Potatoes are just like so versatile. You can have french fries, you can have potato chips, you can have baked potato, mashed potatoes, smashed potatoes. Like, what can a potato not do? Please tell me that. I want to know. You can even like use potato starch as a thickener in soups. They can go in curries. You can do everything with a potato. Prove me wrong. Our potatoes are done. They are crispy and ready to be topped with our gremulata and then eaten. Yum, yum. And then we are going to top them with our gremulata that we made. Yum. Now, if you were a vegetarian, you could go ahead and put some cheese on these. If you wanted to add avocado, you could. That would also be really good. There's really so many things that you could do with these smashed potatoes or top them with. But I'm just gonna do my gremolata today. It's gonna be spicy, saucy. You can like not tell me that that doesn't look fancy and like you put hours and hours and hours of work into this. So imagine just all of these on a plate and you serve them up to your friends and they're just gonna be like, wow, you did so much for us. And you're like, really, it was super easy. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, these are gonna be so hot. I'm gonna do that whole like, Wow, I got a like punch of that lemon. It was so good. Yep, potatoes are my favorite thing in the world to eat. Ask anybody who knows me and they will tell you how much potato products I eat. Mostly in the form of French fries, but really I'll take it anyway. I love potatoes. There you have it. That's how you make smashed potatoes. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. If you want to follow along on my journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, I'm gonna eat all of these potatoes. Like, all of them. Potato cam. I love potatoes. I just really love potatoes. Again, prove me wrong. They can do anything.